Well, I thought the guys did a much better job in the second half. We got too much of a deficit in the first half. We came out flat percentages. We got shots, but did not make them. Just one of those days where, some of the guys were off, I guess. But uh, we just started out flat, started out slow, and you can't. When you're playing the number one team in the conference, you can't have dig a hole for yourself in that way, and come out of it on top generally. But overall, the guys did fight like heck, coming back in the second half, and we cut the deficit down to maybe 3 or 4 after being down 16 or 18 in the first half. But that was just too big of a deficit to overcome. We have to solve our rebounding issue. Hampton out rebounded us by I think a little more than 20 rebounds. But we definitely have to get our guys focusing more on controlling, especially the defensive glass, because we allowed Hampton too many second shot attempts, and that contributed to the deficit that we had in the first half.
First, like Coach said, playing the number one team, we have to come out with a little bit more fire than we did today. And looking at the stat sheet, pretty much everything was even except the rebounds. They out-rebounded us by 20, and they shot 10 more free throws than us, and they made all 10, and we lost by 10. So against the higher teams, we had to play more discipline. They're not number one for any certain reason, but I feel like we play them again next week, we'll be more prepared, and we'll have to be locked in more.
Coach, how difficult is it to match up against a guy like Chivas, who doesn't really have I guess he's a 6'6" guard, but he can play forward.
Yeah, he's a young man. Chavis is a young man with a big body, and he can play multiple positions on the floor. So he can cause a lot of havoc, in which he did. He's an oversized guard, and he can make his way to the basket, with the best of them. He scored 21 points and had 19 rebounds, and that's just because of his aggressiveness on the offensive end. He did a very, very good job for Hampton. My hat's off to him. But we'll have to make some adjustments in what we do in our approach next time we play them next Monday.
What do you think some of the rebounding issues are because of on your guys' side?
Well, a lot of times when we play games, I shouldn't say it a lot, but sometimes when we play games, we rely, some of our guys rely on one person to get the rebound, and I think that that's something that stems from early on in the season. Demola was our leading rebounder at one point, and so when the ball goes up, they just expect him to get all of them. And he does his share, but we have to have some contributions from some other guys as well, because he can't get 100% of the rebounds 100% of the time. We have to have other guys contribute in that area, and that's been an area that's been hurting us for the majority of the year. And we'll certainly will have that answered, that issue addressed and answered, with guys we got. Coming off the bench and hopefully through recruiting.
Dev, is this one that you look at as a great second half or just a poor first half? Is there anything you can point
A little bit of both. Started out flat, but in the second half, we basically followed our game plan. We got into them on defense, and then on offense, we just ran our sets. We were able to set solid screens and get wide open shots down the stretch, which got us back in the game. And then, of course, them having 10 team fouls early in the second half, we were able to get to the free throw line a lot. But I just think, in the first half, you can't come out that flat against a team like this. You can't give a team that discipline, that big of a lead, and hope to get back in the game. So we'll get back to practice. We'll get focused. And as far as the rebounding, everybody has to rebound. Like Coach said, we can't rely on one person. And once we do that, I think that we'll get them next Monday.
And on paper, this looked like such a challenging homestand with Norfolk. And then
Right.
Is there a sense of optimism with how you guys played against two of the best teams?
Oh, yeah. Well, teams look down on us because of our record, but we feel like we're the best team in the MEAC. So we go out every night to prove that. And with us beating Norfolk, we felt that we had a great chance of beating the #1 team as well. We didn't get them tonight, but we played well in the second half, and we're going to take that to the next game and try to defeat UMES Saturday.
Yeah, we had a great game tonight, 31 points. What was it like going against Johnson and Darden? They returning from last year's season.
Oh, they're great guards, very physical, very aggressive. So they pretty much, in the first half, I couldn't really make any of my open shots, but my coach kept faith in me. He told me to keep shooting. And then the second half, it was just a thing where we opened up the court, getting to the basket, getting a couple easy buckets. And then in our offense, it was just wide open shots that I was able to knock down. So they were, like I said, they were pretty good guards.